Welcome, everybody, to another episode of In the Divide, where we're bringing all things crypto and Algorand together. I just want to thank you for participating, being part of the community. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like the video. It helps with the Algorand, hit the bell notification, but please hit the comment on below. We need you. This is a call out, and I want all the community to understand this is a grassroots effort that we're about to do. I want people to get excited about Algorand. I know it's a bear market, but there's things that's happening. I wanted to bring this to you before. I had some things that were going on, but I wanted to bring this to you now because it's something that I want to make sure I keep the community informed about some of these things. And this is Staci Warden, CEO of Algorand, been doing it for a couple of months. She had an interview at the SALT conference. I want to give you a preview of some of it. So with that, I want to share the screen so you can see this and hear some of the more pertinent comments that came from it. Go ahead, Staci.
Bear market, I've got to say, I do think that, in the famous words of Warren Buffett, when the tide goes out, we're going to see who's swimming in their underwear, right? And so Algorand is very, on the tech and, on the community, we're very well positioned, I think, for to survive that tide going out. And I'm very focused on the medium term and the long term, and crypto is here to stay. And we're going to be there, and we're going to be strong when markets recover.
Okay, no, listen, I'm agreeing with you, but apply some context from your life experience why you believe that.
Okay, so do you know that a person in Nigeria can send a person in Malaysia a movie over WhatsApp in 5 seconds? A movie. But that person cannot send $1 to that person in Malaysia without traveling through the U.S. correspondent banking system, clearing at the Fed, traveling back down through the correspondent banking system. Somebody takes 12% off the top, right? And the idea of a blockchain that is one ledger where everybody writes to one ledger, that is revolutionary. And there are some kinks to get out of that, of course. But I would argue that the last 10 years of financial innovation have been about making the messaging between different balance sheets go back and forth faster. And that's really all it's been. This is a new way of viewing the world where you are writing to one ledger, and the security that comes from that, and the decentralization that comes from that, and we are playing whack-a-mole now, right? If somebody shuts something down in one place, it can still survive someplace else. It's much more resilient. That idea is revolutionary.
So this is what I want you to hear, is because Staci was in the financial industry probably most of her adult life. She dealt with many of the key players and the big players in the financial networks in the world. So what she's actually saying is very, very key, because the way the old markets are set up, or the market that's set up now, there's so many things that go between that can make things go wrong, that cause things to be longer. I don't know about you. Have you ever used Western Union or wanted to use Western Union or MoneyGram, and they're down? Their network is down. You couldn't send it. You couldn't send the money because it's down. That's how old this network is. It's like the Pony Express. It's like they're sending horses to send the mail. This system that we have, as far as the financial structure, is just as old as our supply chain. That is now, when it's broken, it's broke, because it's been so outdated. It's been allowed to rot, to where there's no innovation that came into it. And now when we need innovation, now when we need the thing to be flexible, it's not. But this is what crypto is. It's going to allow that flexibility, because as Staci was saying, the ledger is only one. That means you can protect it better. That means it's more resilient for things from attacking because you know how to protect it. And then if you talk decentralization on top of that, you have a winner.
Now, on top of that, there's a number of different things that you can do that I think are equally revolutionary. First of all, you can understand the provenance of transactions and the ultimate final destination of transactions, right? So this is really, blockchain is not truth, but it is integrity. And so once you are there, you understand the life cycle of something. You can, and this is very important, I think, for financial markets in particular, you can tokenize assets, and you can tokenize them in smaller units as well, which adds liquidity to the marketplace in a way that we can't figure out how to do exactly in TradFi, right? And then third, I think just the ability for micropayments means that you can monetize things that you currently can't monetize. And so things that people, and I think about this very much in a developing country perspective, a woman on the street, she can monetize a couple of minutes of Wi-Fi, for example, or micropayments back and forth. And these kinds of things are not available right now because it's too chunky.
So this is another thing that I wanted to make sure you understand. Algorand in the fractionalization of financial markets will bring retailers into a better stratosphere of ownership. In Algorand, I don't know if you've checked out Lofty AI, Pocket Properties, but there's a lot of properties, networks on Algorand that are allowing you to do some things fractional ownership of real estate, as well as Dequency and Opulus are moving to help fractionalize the MFTs, the music fungible tokens. I guess that's where they're going. They're like NFTs, but they're digital. The blockchain space is getting crazy.
Yeah, when I'm asked about my three strategic priorities, my three strategic kind of communication audiences, I say it's developers, and then developers. And then the number 4 is, up there, but those are the top 3. And so Algo Foundry is one example of us partnering. They've already built a number of important things on the Algorand blockchain. So they have a multi-sig vault already that they've built. They built a kind of a decentralized options platform for us. And so we thought we would partner with them as one example of a couple of different initiatives we have kind of in the works on this to do training of developers, but with a little bit of an end in sight so that they can actually work on real world problems that these guys are working on for Algorand. So it's an important component of a wide ranging, very important initiative that we have globally to attract developers, make developers feel loved, and to improve the tools that developers are given so that they can build on Algorand.
So let me tell you this. This is behind some of the curtains of wondering of ecosystems, blockchain ecosystems. If you didn't know, developers are needed for you to increase the prestige of your blockchain. You'll look in some of these metrics that they measure. They measure how many developers that are on your network, how many developers are coming onto your network. Routinely, the Solanos, Cardanos, the Ethereums have large amount of developers coming into their network, whether it's easy to program on those or whatever. Algorand has been, in the past, one of the ones who have not been as attractive to developers. This is why it's important that Staci actually said this, that one of the number one things for Algo to grow, we need developers on our blockchain, developing the new technology, keeping pace, and starting to innovate for the blockchain to really grow. And this is one of the keys also. And this is why the bear market is important for even growth, is because once the developers get here, if we put all these things in place where your developers are there, that you have these big partnerships, all this marketing that's going to come with Algorand, guess what's going to happen? That's going to build a strong buy signal to all those people who are going to learn about it, going to hear about it, and all the VCs and the money that's sitting on the side that planned for another network. They're going to see the strength that Algorand actually has. And once that happens, then what's going to happen is these people are going to invest in the technology, because the technology on Algorand beats all other blockchains. I dare someone to prove me wrong in the comments. Prove what other blockchain has better technology than Algorand. That's a dare to anyone who sees this video. I want you to go and look at all the other blockchains, the Polygons, the Ethereum, the Solanos, the Cardano. All come and tell me. Just don't say, well, they got better TPS. I want an overall. Look at it and be unbiased and tell me if the thing that you're looking at is better than Algorand. And I'm just telling you this is where the money meets the road. This is where you can actually hodl and make yourself some money by betting not on making more money, but bet on the technology. And that's how Algorand is not going to be a security. They're not here to try to say, we're trying to make you money. Algorand is trying to say, we're trying to make things better for the earth. We're a green technology. We're green. So we're not trying to make you money. We're trying to make the world a better place. We're trying to make carbon neutral things. We're trying to make things happen. And if by doing those things, you make money, so be it. They're not a security. They're decentralized, they're eco-friendly, and they're ready to help you understand the next phase of Algorand is going to be a money phase, but that's not that's not what they're talking about. That's not their major focus. And that's why the SEC won't be coming after them, because they're decentralized. They're not talking about investments of making you money. They're always talking about growing the network and being green. Check this out and check that information out. Be a part of the community. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm hoping your tomorrows be better than your today. And I'm out.